Hello, today I'd like to share a demo I recorded of POOGERS Map 28. POOGERS is a full megawatt made by the Doom community over on Twitch. Map 28 in particular is from NoReason. If you're not already familiar with him, he likes to create lengthy maps that utilize high monster counts, and this one is no exception. In the spirit of POOGERS, it also has a gimmick secret fight at the very end, so stay tuned for that. Let's dive right in. First things first, I am not going to pick up all the cells in the start room. Now I BFG forward through the chain gunners, drop down into the first arena. That's probably your best bet for the start of this map. And BFG through the pinkies, making sure I'm going fast enough so I don't get hit by the wall of cybers. Some BFGs on these cacos, and run back just in time so I can sweep under those rockets. Yeah, I'll explain why I don't pick up all the cells and start later. Now when I'm over here looping around, I like to moving towards the cybers so I can duck under those rockets using the height differential to my advantage. Yeah, it's really convenient because if that step weren't there, then I'd have to weave between rockets to turn around every time. That'll be very inconvenient. I don't know what I was doing here. Somehow I didn't die. Don't ask me how. This was even worse. 7 HP. Yeah, you can see it's totally safe circling around in that fashion. As long as you're not running into enemies and taking splash damage. I don't like to have cybers over here while I fight these cacos. Just one more thing that I don't need to focus on while I'm doing this. Always watching out for volleys of rockets. Since the cybers are so far away, it's hard to tell when there's going to be volleys of rockets and from where. So I'm always cautious standing there. You know, there's hardly any spots in this fight where you're out of line of sight of something. I got a good foothold on those guys, and when the time is right, I like to rush past these cybers and hell knights. Hopefully not get blocked here. And get out of this place. So there's 2 switches I gotta hit to get out of the first arena. That's one of them. And credits to Dan for this route improvement. I used to just stay here and completely clear the place out, but I decided leaving everything else to infight is a lot more convenient and saves a ton of time, so credits to Dan. This was really dumb and kind of unfortunate because I have to use up some resources over here that I'm saving for the finale. Yeah, if you want to see someone who's actually good at these NoReason maps, go ahead and subscribe to Dan. And over to these asshole sliders. Yeah, it's very easy to get stuck. And just get completely blocked by the Hell Knights. Now this is your way out of the first arena. Just gotta kill a cyber. And before dropping down here, I like to get some BFG shots. This was also Dan's idea. And what's nice about it is drag some of the cacos away from the wall, so when I drop down right now, I'm not pushing through cacos. And now normally when you drop down, some revs appear out of the ground. That's sort of the first phase of this arena, but I decided to rush in for phase 2. There's a switch behind all these imps that starts phase 2, and it looks very risky. There's going to be tons of Hell Knights and Cybers. Yeah, it is risky, but it's so much better time-wise. This saves a lot of time. And if I'm gonna be honest, like, it's not like any less consistent than doing the 2 phases separately. If you do like the first phase on its own, then there's so much that can go wrong with the Revenants, and I was just having enough of dying 10 minutes in, so I decided like halfway through the grind that if there's any quick time saves I can get anywhere, then I'm gonna use them. Yeah, once you can get over here and get a foothold on the Hell Knights, the fight's basically won. And you're just down to making horseshoe shapes around the arena. Being careful not to waste megas here. There's 2 megas right there that I like to save for the 3rd phase of this arena. They're in very convenient positions. Turns out I don't really need them though. Now here we're just down to Hell Knights and Cybers. There are so many Hell Knights here, like more than 100. I don't even know. I don't think anyone wants to spend their time counting these. But you actually don't have to kill them all before the 3rd phase. A lot of them will just infight and die once you get that 2nd switch. When the time is right and I see a gap around the side of the Hell Knights, I'll rush in. Yeah, these Cybers like to spawn in late. It's just some bad spawners, I guess. Now I'm rushing in, starting the 3rd phase. My strategy here is to push into the Kako closet, stay in the back and camp there for a bit. Probably not the best thing to do here, but it worked for me. Now we're just BFGing Kakos. Get that switch to save some time, I guess. And I like to leave a layer of Kakos to soak up some rockets. There's going to be tons of Cyber Demons here. It's very dark, very easy for them to just dimensions map through you, through all the Kako corpses. Yeah, I went to run back there, but I saw there was a Cyber in a bad spot, so I doubled back. Now, circling around the arena, hopefully getting that wall of Archviles to infight. I don't kill those guys on my own. It's much more convenient for the Cybers that just opened up to kill them all. Now here, staying back, camping, and getting rid of these Cybers. Cybers are the main threat right now. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. Got hit by some rockets I couldn't see, I guess. But it's no biggie. There's tons of cells and megas back here, so I'm not concerned about survivability. Just as long as I can get past like the first minute, then I'm good. Now I'm going to stay back here, wait for all the Cybers to finish spawning, because they are not all done. And we can start trying to clear up that wall of Archviles. Yeah, these wall Cybers are conveniently positioned, so you can just drag rockets into this side. And that usually kills them all. Here we're just kind of making a sort of a circle shape around the arena. And somehow an Archvile managed to target me from all the way over there. I have no idea how that happened. And then they targeted me again. Like, how ridiculous is that? You think they'd all be infighting by now, but then I get totally screwed right here. I don't know what happened at all. Maybe it was a cyber rocket or something. And now hitting that switch over there opens your way out of here. There's going to be a bunch of anti-cheese archviles, so you can't just escape after hitting that switch. You gotta fight all of them. And to activate them, you have to get really close, and if you're unlucky, the vials can actually run behind you. And if there's too many corpses over here, then, well, you're gonna have a hard time killing all of them quickly. This is supposed to be free, but you can definitely die here. I actually like to leave one Megasphere in the Cacodemon closet right here for that fight, just in case of emergencies. Now we're good to get out of here. I'm good with the little health deficit, doesn't matter. Now this is Dan's strategy, credits to Dan for this. I'm basically doing exactly what he does, but a tad slower. There's like 5 Megaspheres down here and like, I think 1,200 cells. This strategy is to run around the opposite side, hit that switch that activates the second phase of this third arena, and push into the flying enemies. There's a ton of cells, like more than you need over here. The reason I didn't use my own strat here is because this fight kind of has a cell problem. You get, I think, 1,200 down here, and then 600 behind the Revenants if you're able to push behind them without dying. And in the context of this fight, that's not a lot to work with, so this strategy of pushing into the Cacos for cells early really helped. Now once I can get behind the Revs, I'm in pretty good shape for the rest of the fight, as long as I don't do anything stupid. Like getting hit by that huge Rev ball. That could have been tragic. Yeah, there's like 5 Megaspheres down there, 2 over here. I don't like to waste all of them though, because some of them are going to come in handy for the finale. We'll see, this is very interconnected. The entire map opens when you start the finale, which is right after this third fight. Now we're just cleaning up cybers. That switch behind the Revenant Horde, that one kind of opens your way out of here. There's going to be an Arachnotron closet that opens. Switch behind them, starts the finale. A couple cybers that spawn in, and then that entire wall is going to open with the same cybers you've seen throughout the map. Just grabbing a Mega before hitting this. Yeah, there's 3 cybers down here. And once again, using height to my advantage, it's very helpful, because you can just sweep right under the rockets. Basically no threat of getting hit. Now I'm running back. Right here I was thinking about starting the finale, so I decided to pre-fire rush into the closet. Now I just gotta pull myself together and start the finale. So, it's like a billion archviles, you're vulnerable, got the BFG, you know the deal. So once all these guys are cleared out, you can shoot that switch. And time for the final fight. The final fight is huge. There's gonna be like a million Cacos back here with Dan Elementals. Like, more than you can comprehend. And then these guys, I guess, were from the first fight that I didn't clean up. Now this first time around, I'm not going to completely circle straight, but I'm going to circle around back to the third arena where I was before. Just going to be an important switch I need to hit once I get behind these mancubi. Yeah, an entire field of mancubi you gotta take out. There's like 6 megas back here, so no excuse for dying. And that switch that I hit behind all the mancubi, that actually activates a crusher near the start of the map, which is very convenient because there's going to be tons of cybers, like way too many, so the crusher helps with that. Now here, these arachnotrons are extremely obnoxious because I like to use the mancubi closet to camp. They're in the perfect position to just shoot you and be extremely obnoxious. Cybers decided to show up early here. I'm just gonna make loops around here. And once it's not safe to camp over here anymore, fill up on cells and get the heck out of here. There's a bunch of revs I need to push through. And you can see just how many khaki demons there are. It is insane. And I'm not even close to being able to circle strafe around that back end yet, because they're going to be coming out of that closet for a while. Now here, once I get a couple BFG shots off these guys, there's a second invulnerability, and I use it to circle strafe one time. Now you just have to pray that you can push through the cybers and not get stuck. I actually had one attempt that died here because, well, it was with an old strategy, and in retrospect, it didn't lure the cybers very well, so I got stuck in the middle of the cybers without any cells in my invulner out, so oops to that run. Yeah, I still can't circle strafe around these guys. There's just that many. And this teleporter from the first arena comes in really handy, as you can see. And so do the resources over here. Get a couple BFGs off those guys, and I was actually staying back there to lure the cybers so I could circle strafe through here. And if you do that correctly, if you pad all the monsters in the right ways, you can push through the Hell Knights without any threat of cyber demons. Yes, I did see that infighting rocket and did not get hit, thank God. I'm just camping here, keeping the cyber demons in mind. I always want to keep them centered around the middle of the map. I don't like to have too many cybers on one side because then it screws with your circle strafe. Now here, it's not really safe to circle strafe anymore, so you can kind of make a horseshoe shape. And thank God for those stairs, once again using the height to my advantage. It's very convenient. And once the revs are done spawning in, it's safe to do another circle strafe, but once again, I'm just being careful, thinking about the cybers and where they are relative to the center of the map. Finally, I have a clean foothold on this Kakos, and it's safe to circle strafe. So yeah, you can see just where that crusher is. It's in a very nice spot. And yeah, I can't make it around the Barons and Hell Knights. There's this area just fills up with barrens. It's there's nothing you can do about it really. Just have to make sure you have a clean space to turn around. Here I can circle strafe again, which is really nice. And now at this point, I don't have to do anything fancy more. I can just run in circles like a maniac. Hopefully get some of these cybers crushed. Now, one thing about this part, these cybers will not walk into the crushers for whatever reason, and it's so frustrating. So I like to BFG them to help deal with that issue. Now, always be aware of infighting rockets when you're passing by the barrens, because anything can happen there really. I think if I would have tried to pass under that crusher, I could have gotten stuck and died. That would have been just awful. An awful way to end this. Now, most of the cybers are grouped up over here. I guess they were infighting. So, with that in mind, I'm trying to camp over here. Hopefully get some of them to walk to the crushers while I BFG them. Now, once I'm done with this fight, the magic number is 10721. Gotta pick up the yellow key over here, which kind of lowers during this whole fight. And if you saw earlier, that yellow key switch is back here, by where that second invuln opens. And yeah, this whole cave opens up once you hit that switch in that Mancubi closet that I mentioned earlier, the same one that activates the crushers. Yeah, I think there was one lone cyber that I missed. Now you get classic NoReason exit cybers. 3 cybers in a straight hallway that can't go anywhere, just so you can't completely cheese the map. And once I got those 3 killed, fill up on cells and grab a mega so I can get fully stacked. Because this is not over. You see I'm missing a bunch of monsters. Time for the secret portion of the map, so I gotta shoot a switch there. And tag every secret in this hallway. You gotta make that lift quick, or else you're gonna miss out on this part. Now, you're just BFGing, what, 16 arch vials? This area, let me explain it really quick. It's kind of silly why it exists. It's actually here to completely deplete your cells. So, if you come in here with a full stack, you have exactly 1 BFG shot per arch vial, which is reasonable, but you have to be really careful not to waste a shot, because even if you just use 1 too many shots, you'll be out of cells for the last arch vial. Yeah, the point is to use up all your cells, but I did save those cells in the start for a reason. I saved them because they actually completely circumvent this. So I think there's like 400 cells in the start. Because after this I have to do a really difficult secret fight, and it's helpful to have cells for that fight. It's not particularly something you need cells for. You actually get a rocket launcher, but It helps with the cleanup and gives you some security. Yeah, I like to use wall runs there. I was checking the auto map because I was missing one secret. You can actually skip over these if you're running too fast. And these red key cards, I don't know why they exist. They just do. There's also red key cards in another part of the map. I'll leave those to you to find, but they have no purpose. Now brace yourselves. Time for this. I gotta do this 25 minutes in. It is so nerve-wracking. Here, you see I gotta turn around and pray that I don't get hit too much and fall off. You got these vats of archviles, switches you gotta shoot and hit. Shooting those switches lowers the archviles. You can get zapped if you're not fast enough. And all these Hell Knights on the periphery can knock you off if you shake your mouse here out of nerves and do something wrong. Hell Knight knocks you off. There's no forgiveness. I actually died like that once, but I'm glad I got the second chance to get here again because with the new route improvements, I saved a lot of time. I think I went from 30 minutes to this, which is 28 minutes. Now here, this is kind of where the souls come in handy. I'm just rocketing Hell Knights in a straight line. Moving in circles so as to avoid the ones on the outside. And when these outer Hell Knights get crushed, my game turns into a slideshow basically. I can't see a thing right now. It's like less than one frame per second. So that's why you see me kind of moving back and forth, just trying to survive those couple seconds. And very soon, those huge vats of archviles will get crushed. And when they do, they can decide to target you at their own will. So I recommend having enough health to survive at least 3 blasts. That's the most I've ever been zapped there, 3 times, which is just outrageous. Now you can see the cells coming in handy. Cleaning up the last couple Hell Knights. I actually have to run through the ledge walking again and tag a couple secrets that I missed. And the map's basically over. Just an update on the Fractured Worlds playthrough. I have maps 1 and 2 recorded. Map 3 is almost done. I just have to survive the finale. Yeah, Fractured Worlds is 8 maps. All of them are very difficult. Even map 1 takes a little bit of effort to beat. Yeah, these stairs are tagged as secrets and it's easy to skip over them when you're nervous thinking about Hell Knights and archviles. Yeah, I don't like having to do this 30 minutes in. It's terrible. And you see we got everything. That's it. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.